movie.
Definitely an essential.
Let's talk a little about those sessions with the psychiatrist in this movie.
Yeah, that, you know, every actor remembers those particular scenes, you know, are completely struck by them. They were shot at the end of the film because Jane felt she would then really have Bree, the character, inside of her body and her blood, and they were all totally improvised with a real psychiatrist. And so it was like Jane was really having, you know, sessions with this doctor, except she was playing this character. She was talking the character's life and not her own. And they're so memorable. The other scene that every actor remembers and talks about is very, you know, it's very actor material. I think actresses love this film. The scene where the villain, the bad guy, has got her, and she's in the dressmaking place, sitting in a window. She's just sitting there, and she begins to cry. She's looking down, and she begins to cry. She's not asking the audience to feel anything. It's not over the top, and her eyes start to drip. She has her head down, and her nose starts to run, and she just sits there and weeps. And it isn't just a technical something that somehow, some people can make their eyes water. I've never been able to do it. I'd have to stick sticks in my eyes or something to make my eyes do it, because when I have to cry on film, it looks like I have a kidney stone I'm about to pass or something. I can't, I don't do it gently. I don't go gentle into that good night. But Jane, she was so anguished, and I understand that it came from the fact that when she'd done research on the piece, she had gone in and seen pictures of all of the women who had been killed through domestic violence. And she sat there and thought about it, and it just tore her up. That here were these women that nobody came to help, and they were killed, beat up. And, you know, it's illustrative of what, you know, what Jane has spent her life doing. It's such a beautifully drawn character that you would, you know, her fear of being vulnerable to a man who might actually love her. So the fear of actually being loved by somebody is a bigger fear than if somebody is going to break in the door and kill you. And on a psychological level, I think maybe that might be true, you know, for a lot of people. In life, it's hard to allow yourself to be loved.
Well, we're going to move on.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a somber note going on here.
So we're going to cheer up now a little bit.
Good.
So stay with us. Here's a preview of next week's edition of The Essentials. Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore from 1974. This is one of Martin Scorsese's first films, and it's very impressive.
It's a wonderful character story and some beautiful performances.
Ellen Burstyn gives an amazing performance in this movie and won an Oscar for it.
The people that went into making this movie, I think, make it essential.
From 1974, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. That's next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find out more at tcm.com/essentials. Thanks for joining us for The Essentials.
Tonight on TCM Underground, Catherine Deneuve keeps David Bowie around for fun in The Hunger. Then a skeptical Melvin Douglas doesn't want to dragnet the vampire bat. And a gospelized story is told with Godspell.